So they didn't talk about Russia. They did talk about Russia. Honest people could disagree. Also Jeff Sessions. But one thing the campaign has been consistent and adamant about, they had absolutely no contact with WikiLeaks. It's an insulting question. And you can take that to the bank, because I think that's where they met with WikiLeaks. Because, you see, we just found out there was secret correspondence between Donald Trump Jr. and WikiLeaks. Now, to be fair, Don Jr. might have thought he was on Wikipedia. Wow. Do they actually make the cheesecakes at the factory? Or what? And send. Apparently, Trump Jr. exchanged direct messages on Twitter with WikiLeaks during the course of the 2016 race. The damning DM comes from October 2016 when WikiLeaks wrote, "Hey, Donald, great to see you and your dad talking about our publications. There's many great stories the press are missing, and we're sure some of your follows will find it. By the way, we just released Podesta Emails Part 4. Now, Don Jr. did not respond to the message, but just 15 minutes after receiving it, his dad tweeted, "Very little pickup by the dishonest media of incredible information provided by WikiLeaks. So dishonest, rigged system." Now, I can't. I can't prove that Donald Trump Jr. called his father, but like they say, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, the duck is colluding with the Russians. And WikiLeaks even contacted Don Jr. twice on election night. First, when Hillary was still expected to win, they wrote, "Hi, Don, if your father loses, we think it is much more interesting if he does not concede and spends time challenging the media." Then after midnight, when it was clear Trump won, they just wrote, "Wow." That's right. Not congratulations. Just, wow. That's like telling the bride at a wedding, "Holy crap, Derek, huh?" We'll see what happens. Don Jr. is not the only one implicated, because when he got their very first message, he emailed Steve Bannon, Kellyanne Conway, and Jared Kushner telling them WikiLeaks had made contact. "Dear everyone, WikiLeaks is going to help us take down Hillary. Make sure to keep it secret. Don't put it in an email like this one. And send." Oh, shoot. I forgot to ask about the Cheesecake Factory. Too risky. Too risky. And in keeping with Don Jr.'s strategy of not knowing when to shut up, yesterday, after the story broke, he tweeted out the full conversation saying, "Here is the entire chain of messages with @WikiLeaks with my whopping 3 responses, which one of the congressional committees has chosen to selectively leak. How ironic." That defense doesn't work. "Your Honor, here's the photos of my victim's body with a whopping 3 stab wounds. I rest my case. How ironic." Meanwhile...
Ain't got no case.
Meanwhile, for everybody in the Trump camp, Daddy's home, because President Trump is finally back from his 12-day trip to Asia. And according to him, the trip was a huge success, bragging to reporters, "A lot of people said it's almost physically impossible for someone to go through 12 days." Really? You know there are people who live in Asia forever, right? Well, that's bigger than 12. 12 is more or less. 12 is less than forever.
Maybe out there.
And Trump isn't the only one giving him rave reviews. So is his staff, noting that the president remained attentive during lengthy diplomatic rituals, including an hour-plus tour of a museum in Beijing's Forbidden City. Yes, our president successfully completed the rigors of a 4th-grade field trip. Yes, he did so well. Did so well. General Kelly actually gave him 20 minutes of iPad time on the ride home. Now, there were a couple of times when his energy dipped, including during a lengthy interpretive hip-hop performance in Manila. I cannot blame him for that. I almost fell asleep in the middle of that sentence. Also, I just want to say, if that hip-hop performance in Manila was not called Manila Ice, we should bomb them. We got a great show for you tonight.